So how do you synchronize both hands when you play? It goes for rhythm guitar, chords, for picking, for everything else. I was, when I started out, I was playing in a band in school. And the thing was, if I played a wrong chord or something didn't go as planned, then I had to start all over. Then the whole band has to start the song over because it's a sequential thing for me, right? I play this chord, then that, and then this, and then, I lost my, and the music is just continuing. It's just going, but yeah, right? I don't know if you remember that from your beginning, but that's how it is. And that's because that is the lowest level of synchronization possible. We're not even in sync with the music. We have to, so that's one example. And then there's the other example of the insane synchronization, right? That my brain is able to pick the string in that millisecond of a millisecond where I'm fingering it and then going back to, it's just crazy. It's insane, but it's the same thing. It's sync or not sync. So what can we learn from these two examples? Well, we can learn that what we really need to do, because alternate picking is groupings of notes, not alternate picking, speed picking in that way. It is groupings of notes. We can if we can sing it, we can synchronize it, right? But in the first example, what I really needed to do in order to move on from that stage of having to start over every time I made a mistake, what I really need to do is I needed to fix points, different little signposts throughout the song where I could get back in, right? So what I did to get out of that rut, it was to say, okay, we got the and then we sing the verse and then here comes the chorus, right? And I know now, because I thought about, okay, if I have to go back into the chorus, what do I do? Okay, then in my mind, instead of having one sequence of chords coming, that's the whole song, one sequence, right? And if you stop the sequence, I have to go back. Then I created two sequences. I had the verse and I had the chorus, right? So I knew how the chorus started, and I had that as one sequence in my mind. Oh, it's D minor, the F major, and okay, so I know, okay, I lost my way, but then here comes the chorus, yeah, right? And then I'm back into it, right? So I got like two sequences now. But what if I had more than that? What if every chord was a sequence? So I started practicing, not playing the first chord, then playing the next. Not playing the two first chords, then playing the next. And pretty soon, every single chord was an entry point. But you have to create that in your brain. So when you are practicing a riff like, right? Well, that is a sequence in the beginning. The brain only knows what to do because of what it just did. That's how it remembers the next step, like remembering the alphabet. So you can't tell me what's the fifth letter of the alphabet. You have to think about that, right? Even though, hey man, A, B, C, D, E, oh, it's E. But you have to go through your sequence because you're not remembering it in a 3D way. It's not grouped in any way. It's just from one end to another. So we need to mess that up when we are practicing, because I need to be able to go and then not play that. You just bo, bo, bo. That's how I need to practice. And I need to do that. And that comes if you play and play and play, it comes automatically. But if you want to speed that process up radically, you want to simply practice only playing some of the stuff, only playing some of the chords, every other chord or every third chord in the song, right? Because you visualize, and that's what happens in the brain. Before, I was like, okay, see, I know I do this and that, and then I do that, and then I do that, like in the alphabet, a sequence of remembering. And then I went to a more 3D visual way of remembering. That's what people do who can remember the whole phone book. They all say the same. It's like a landscape, they say. Oh, so you're looking at something, and then you can go there, there, and there. That's where the tower is. That's where the people are, holding a picnic. And then you have that kind of memory instead of that sequential going from one thing to another. And so when you see the chord progression, you don't, right? Then you instead see it. So you go A minor, F, C, D, 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 right? So that's how to do that. When we talk synchronization motorically on a faster and faster level, what really is the same thing is creating accents. You must have these fixed points. So for instance, if I'm playing something very fast, like 4 notes up and down, if my synchronization gets a little bit skewed, right, then this is a little bit faster than this one, then I can focus on the accent, ba-da-da, 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 ba-da-da. And if I can hit the accent with both hands at the same time, then I know I'm back into it, right? So I know if it just goes like, I go back to bang, dun, dun, right, and suddenly, and I can get back by, if I get out of it, I can get back by right? So that's how to do it. It's to create these fixed points, and then you can have a lot when it's slow and when it's chords, right? You can have each chord can be a fixed point, so you know. But the faster it gets, the less fixed points per note or per chord you can have, right? It needs to be a pattern now in the brain. So you need these where you can say right? You can get back into synchronization. Does this make sense? And you could say that this is extremely important because the brain simply cannot navigate without it. It happens naturally when it comes to the slower things, but you can speed it up by being conscious about it. When it comes to playing fast, you so need these accents, these fixed points where you go, that's the only way to go beyond what you can sing. Da, 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 da. If you want to play any faster than that, then you need these fixed points. So you can resynchronize whenever you get out of sync. And, if you got these down, the accents, then you won't get out of sync in the long run. It's the same pattern in each hand. So with that said, new videos are coming up here on the screen. Click one and I'll see you in the next one.